forces, obviously, I know a lot of people talk about racism.
Hanji.
And that's just being Asian or being Muslim. Being Amritari, Gursikh, very at the start, have you faced any racism?
Can I call that racism?
Or discrimination?
How can I put it? I think things are difficult sometimes. I won't say, it's straightforward. Not only in armed forces, sometimes I'm traveling on train. One day I went to London for a meeting. No, actually we were going to Downing Street to see Prime Minister on Vaisakhi because we celebrated Vaisakhi with him last year. And I was wearing a white dastar and pajamas because I thought I'll change in the mess when I go there because we have to dress up before we went to see him. And normal clothing, but just dastar. That was the only difference, as if anyone else would be wearing, as in say, any Western people. And when I took tube, there was a bunch of white males, big bunch. थोड़े से मेरे दिल तक भी किया कि मैं तो लगना it was night, it was dark. तो चलो मैं कहा मार जरा का गुरु मेरे अंग सदा है ना मैं उन्होंने को लंगी and they all looked at me like this. That कोई joke करने लगा था उन्होंने को there's circus going on. Everyone turned around like that and they kept looking at me. I kept walking for a while, then I stopped. I looked back and I smiled at them and I said hello, and they all looked at like this. पता नहीं मैंने की होया या उन्होंने की होया. I just did that and they all started looking down. What I thought to myself when I was walking is that I don't want to tell them that I'm. Firstly, I'm scared of them, and secondly, I'm a kind of person who wants to ignore them. I'm a person who is a happy person because that's the only way to spread happiness if you're happy. So at least I can spread the smile, if not anything else, so that they will always remember in their life that we were actually looking at someone like that with that sort of raised brow, and she smiled at us. I didn't pass any comments or anything, and they were normal after that. Now, this happened at a train station. There was nothing to do with what organization or anything. And sometimes I do, and also Armed Forces is a very male-oriented organization anyway. I'm the only female and only Sikh in entire chaplaincy. When I joined, when I was appointed, there was not even Christian female, because at that time females were not allowed to be chaplain because of their beliefs. There is no such thing as sex at all in Sikhi. It's all about soul. But it's not the same. So I think females in the Sikh Dharam are very, very privileged. We are blessed right from the day we are born. Jaisi Guru Nanak de ghar ch aa gaya na, that means we are blessed because we are given not only equal rights but much above rights. Then there is no such thing as sex anyway. But so just to answer your question, it does happen, whether intentionally or out of ignorance. Sometimes people will not sit with you. Sometimes people will not talk with you. And sometimes actually people will come out of their way and sit with you and keep talking for hours and hours because they want to know about Sikhi, or maybe they're just judging where you stand. It could be anything. So I think what happens is you as a person, no matter what faith you are, have to set your own position. Because I saw few Singhs who were Amritari. And one of them had huge difficulties. Wherever he went, he was told to tie his beard. His pug wasn't neat and tidy. Then, quite difficulties. And then there was another Amritari. He was a trainee and he kept his dada khulla as well. And that is quite against armed forces, because in armed forces you have to be looking very trimmed, neat and tidy and everything. He kept his dada khulla and then he went to his boss. He joined as an officer. And he explained to his boss, he said, look, in the dress policy, because we've got the dress policies, which explains how you have to dress up. What it said in the column is that you have to keep your turban and beard neat and tidy. Now, in someone's interpretation, it is that you have to trim your beard. Simple as that. But actually, he went to his boss and he explained very intellectually. He said, in whose eyes I need to look tidy? He was Amritari, neat and tidy. And his boss looked at him. He said, actually, do I look neat and tidy and smart to you today? He said, yeah, you're quite actually much smarter and handsome than all of us today. And from that day onwards, he was able to leave his dada khulla. There was no need to tie his beard until there is a huge health and safety, something, he has to go into the fire or something, then obviously it makes sense for him to cover himself so that he can save someone else. So what happens is that you have to make your own position by communicating. And whether you accept it or not, we as Sikhs, whether it's organization, institution, college, school, if we look different, people will judge us. It happens. It's the challenge. But that's the reason Guru gave us unique identity, that you are known straight away, you are identified straight away. All you have to do is straight away break that ice. Speak to people, which is difficult, whether you like them or not. You have to speak to them. Sit with them, eat with them, obviously eat your food, whatever you can eat, and little bit of positive socializing as well, so that people don't see you as that you guys just sit on one corner, don't talk to anyone. You have to make them feel that you are a most happiest person on this earth. Acha. So you are the most happiest person on this earth, whether you are or not. But you as part of Khalsa, you have to perform that duty. I feel that personally, because I feel quite difficult sometimes. Being a female, and all the chaplains are age of my father, more or less. Because, as I said, there's age restriction. You have to above that age. I can't find, and they all drink, because it's in their religion. They're all Christians. It's in their religion to have that, whatever they call it. And it is quite difficult. But I just joke with them. They know, and they even said one day to me, we'll put I don't know what bottle they drink. We'll put that bottle in front of you and click your picture and put that in a newspaper. They were joking with me. Now they're able to joke with me. I said, go on. So basically, you have to break that ice and actually tell them that these are my principles. They all respect me for sticking to my principles. If I would have been just a little bit of flexible, okay, chal koi gal nahi, thoda bahta theek hai, I don't think they would respect me at my position as well. So you have to keep yourself to your own beliefs and principles so that people start respecting you. Shuru chokha lagega, but once they know who you are, what you believe in, as long as you smile, I think smile is the biggest power that we all human beings have. Pass that smile on. हो ही नहीं सकता तुसी smile pass करो अगला बंदा ताड़ त्यूड़ी पा के लंघ जाए या without passing a smile on. So you have to take that step first. Does that answer your question? हाँ जी. अच्छा दस्ता है. I think that happened because of her. I think she came at the right time here. When she was born, I used to see mothers bringing into Gurdwara with their children with the star on, and I used to love that. And I thought, can I do that? The answer was no. I can't do that because, again, judgment. Because people will say, "Aap ta maa bandi." Mainu kisi ne kya bhi seta. Maa ta bandi nahi, tusi enu ki dastar banni na. So which was a bit of hit, but then I thought, "Theek hai, jo hunda theek hunda." If someone said passionate remarks to you, there is a reason behind it. But there's a long story, I haven't got. When I used to do kirtan in India, and I was very much blessed that sometimes there were 3 times a day. I used to go from hostel. Sangat used to come and collect me. And one thing I missed, and thank you for that today, whatever Seva Guru has given me, I believe it's strongly because of the blessings of Sangat that I had. Because I kept doing that kirtan Seva. And my warden even allowed, I was the only girl to go out of the hostel in the late night hours to do kirtan. There was no girl allowed to do that because she trusted me so much. And she called me in her room and secretly said that, try to hide yourself when you come back, because otherwise other girls will ask her that they want to go out as well in the night. But anyway, so that seva kept on, and I was blessed very much. And in that, when I was doing that seva, I was advised firstly to wear the star. And I said no, straight away, because I thought, I don't like it. Then I was recommended, then strongly said, many things happened with me. Even on one instance, I was in a smagam. Myself and a friend went to a smagam. My friend she was quite older than me, but because being Gursikhs, she was only the Gursik girl in the area, so we went to smagam. And we both used to wear chunni on sir, and that's it. No patka as well, just chunni, just to make it clear. And there was the mukhi of that particular jinnah ne utthe smagam rakhya si na. He knew that I do kirtan. I think because of that kirtan, everyone wanted me to wear the star. They said to me that whatever you're doing, you're losing everything. Everything is going out of your head. That's how they were explaining to me. Anyway, he grasped me like this, on a street, and the whole sangat came around us, and he said, "Allao nu dastar hone bano." That put me off a lot. When the star is not that cheap. If someone doesn't respect it, why you won't put the star on someone's head? I didn't have respect for that. I had respect for the star, but not on my head. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't ready. And I didn't knew the importance of it. No one explained to me. All he said was, "Leo, no star, but no." I said, "Khabardar, mainu hath laate." Because right from the first day, I was quite adamant. Okay, look, you can't force anyone to do anything. So anyway, so we stayed there for Smagam. We came home, but I wasn't happy. Then I went to, basically it kept on and on for many, many years. And when I came to this country, no one said to me, "We are the Sar." No one knew me, simple as that. One day, when we had her, we were taking her to Amrit Sanchar. She was about 6 months, maybe less, can't remember now. And we were just waiting outside. Not actually taking her, sorry. That was Ran Sapai, because she was messing around inside. And we sat outside. It was in Villan Hall. Lot of sangat. We sat outside so that she doesn't disturb anyone. The room that we were sitting outside, it was for some, coincidentally, it was Amrit Sanchar room. Amrit Sanchar was going to happen there on that night. And a couple of people came to us who had kids as well on that time. They said, "Are you patient? Are you going to Amrit Sanchar?" So we said, "No, we're just sitting outside because she's messing around inside." I don't know how many people said that to us. Ultimately, ek bajurg penji aaye and they said, "Tusi patient ho?" I said, "Nahi." I said, "Why not?" "Nahi, bas." I said, "ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਢਿੱਲ ਹੈ, ਹੋਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਢਿੱਲ." ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ who we are, ਕੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਢਿੱਲ ਹੈ। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਾਹਦੀ ਵੇਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਪਏ ਹੋ? Me and my Singh looked at each other, and at that time we were aspiring from last couple of years that the Star di Bakshish hoye, but it wasn't happening for whatever reason. And we just looked at each other, and I said, "I want to go in." And we haven't bought her milk as well because we thought we'll come back after 2 hours. He said, "Are you ready?" I said, "I don't know, but I just want to go in." And so we went in. ਫਿਰ ਉਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ. It happened when I was urinate about, I don't know, 10 years ago. ਫਿਰ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਹੋਇਆ, not 20 years ago, but more than that. But anyway, we went in. ਤੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਪੇਸ਼ੀ ਹੋਈ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ. ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕਿ because I'm not good enough, ਪੰਜ ਪਿਆਰੇ are not going to give me this bakshish. I had that sort of feeling in me, and I kept crying and crying in front of Panj Pyare. And but anyway, they said wait outside. So they did give me this bakshish. But so it happened really because of, and luckily and obviously Mardi Kirpa, she didn't cry whole night. We lived on deg. There was no milk for her, and she wasn't able to eat obviously solid food. She was very young. But Mardi Kirpa, we even begged for milk from people because there were young mothers, children with mothers with young children. They said we only got just enough for our babies. We just thought, "Chal dekhi jayegi, jo hoega." But I wasn't happy after having this bakshish. I need to tell you this. Next day I came back home. Couple of days I was fine. Okay, next day we had Amrit Vela, and everyone in the sangat was very happy that I'm wearing the star. And they celebrated it. We had Amrit Vela, ikkathe hoke sare ne swere because it was Gurpurab next day. So a couple of days I was fine. Jab main kalli reh gayi na, wohi sangat nahi mili. I thought I need to take this off, whatever that thing is. I felt this is a burden on me, and I started feeling upset, frustrated. Didn't go. Mainu pata bhi nahi si kidna banni hai, so that was another frustration. But I think my Singh ji helped me a lot. He gave me a lot of motivation, inspiration. Kept me on the right path. Kept telling me, "Okay, nahi, this is the right thing. This is what we need to do." So ultimately, it took me about 15-20 days before I accepted that this is me. It wasn't miracle. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਪਿਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ that's it now. You're changed. When I went to my next day, I went to job. That was obviously that time was school. I went to my office next day, and my clerk, who was about 59-60 years old, white female, but very nice woman. She's retired now. She said, "Mandeep, have you been promoted?" That was the first thing she said to me. Mainu pata nahi si ki what shall I answer her. I said, "Yes." naturally I said yes. And then after that, whosoever asked me, okay, as in my office, that why this, I said, I've been promoted. And I thought about it, actually, I'm promoted, I thought. And I didn't tell anyone, but she kept going around the barracks and she said, oh, congratulate her, she's been promoted. Because she looked and she said, it's beautiful. So that wasn't me. But again, Guru ne kisi nu bhejya to tell me that ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਹੁਣ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਿਕਲਣਾ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਚੋਂ. So, but I think I still sometimes, because it's quite new to me still. It's only been 2.5 years. And I still sometimes think ਕਿ ਉਦੋਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਸੀ ਹੁਣ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀ, because obviously Bana changes you and you restrict yourself from doing few things. And which is a good thing, and that's the whole point of having Bana. Otherwise there's no need. Jo tusi khulliyan chutiyan jo marji kari jao. Because if you will change your conduct, then you change and you become a better person. So I think that in a nutshell, that's what it is.
I just want to say that's a great presentation. I really enjoyed it.
Well, thank you.
I've learned a lot of things today.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, feedback is always good, whether whether negative, criticism or whatever. But I think it's always good to hear that what's the reality, so that next time you go and talk to someone, then you can include that sort of part. Because it's the whole point, really. I just believe that it's not me as a me who is sitting here and giving you a presentation. Any one of you can really give that sort of talk, and I'm sure all of you have got experiences in your life to deliver. It's only the matter of fact, Guru gives seva with huge blessing. That's how I feel. And I think we all have to become preachers, we all have to become chaplains, because sanu Guru ne banaya hi sikh ta hega. We can't say it's not my duty, it's someone else's duty who is named that particular post ya idda hega. Because we need to become like that. Jo bhi apni capability hai, depending on that. So that's our biggest responsibility. Because I heard recently from someone that Sikhan de sir te ek dosh hai. And I was a bit upset to hear that. Ke Sikhan de sir te na ek crime hai. All the Sikhs have got a crime on their head that they need to come out of. And what is the crime? You know what that historian said in his book? He said that the Sikhs are not telling about Sikhi to others in the world, and there is a massive treasure that they have, and they're not even telling anyone in this world, and that's the biggest crime Sikhs are doing, and they're not free from their crime. So we need to become out of that crime. We need to free ourselves from that crime only, by talking about Sikhi to others, by educating others, because there is so much. Because Sikhi is not for Sikhs only. It's for every single human being on this earth. Guru Granth Sahib ਚੇਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਸੇਖਾ ਕਰੇ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਭਾਈ ਗੁਰਦਾਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਵਾਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ, ਪਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀਆਂ ਟੀਚਿੰਗਸ ਕੀ ਲਿਖਿਆ? ਕਿਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ. ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੱਬ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਣਾ ਹੈ, ਡੂ ਦਿਸ. ਇਫ ਯੂ ਵਾਂਟ ਟੂ ਮੀਟ ਗੋਡ, ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਵਾਟ ਯੂ ਨੀਡ ਟੂ ਡੂ. ਉੱਥੇ ਬ੍ਰੈਕਟਸ 'ਚ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਯੂ ਹੈਵ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਫਸਟ. ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਾਣੀ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੋ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਕਰਨਾ. ਸੋ ਵੀ ਨੀਡ ਟੂ ਟੈਲ ਅਦਰਸ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਫ ਯੂ ਵਾਂਟ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਹੈਪੀ, ਕਮ ਐਂਡ ਸੀ ਵਾਟ ਵੀ ਹੈਵ ਗੋਟ. ਜੁਆਇਨ ਅਸ. Let's give some love to them and make this world a happy place to live in, because people are suffering so much, and Guru Granth Sahib is the only way. So that's up to us. Let's teach our children from now onwards. Jinna vi hega, by the time they reach that sort of age, they are capable of talking to people. You don't have to be professional, really lecturer or anything. ਕੋਈ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਖਾਉਂਦਾ ਥੋੜੀ ਹੈ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਸ ਗੁਰੂ ਅੱਗੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਡਟ ਜਾਓ. ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਕਰਨ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਨਾ, ਕਦੇ ਇਹ ਨਾ ਸੋਚੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਅਦਰਵਾਈਜ਼ ਯੂ ਵਿਲ ਫੇਲ. ਯੂ ਮਾਈਟ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਸੰਗਤ by your rags and everything, but you will fail in reality because you haven't pleased God. ਕੀਰਤਨ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜੋੜਦਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਲ. So basically you have to do ਅਰਦਾਸ. ਬਾਅਦ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ. So you have to actually become, just surrender yourself. ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਆਪੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਲੈ ਲੈਣਾ.
Such having such Nanak Khosi's.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ.
Now, why did he